Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another Do We Still Love Her? And I was thinking about it, I'm like, I always do We Still Love Hers for eyeshadow palettes, which we are going to do in this video. But what about like a face palette? I mean, it doesn't have to be. Why am I putting myself in a box? Today we're going to be playing with a bunch of older Natasha Denona products and asking the question, do we still love them? Yeah, them, because it's not a her this time. If that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think, and if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I'm doing well. I really can't complain. Let me know how you're feeling today or tonight in the comment section or the chat, whichever you prefer. Y'all, I feel like the braces lisp, it just doesn't go away. I just have a lisp. My mouth is not adjusting. Sometimes I'm talking so fast, I'm like getting tongue-tied. I just wanted to share that. It is not going away, but that is okay because the braces are doing what they need to do. So I want to let you know why I pulled out the products that I did for this video, and then we'll make it all make sense. I just did a review of the new Natasha Denona Berry Pop collection, which I absolutely love. One of the things that I did was I compared the Berry Pop Cheek Trio to the My Dream Cheek Trio, and was realizing that this blush feels so dry. Now, from talking to a lot of you, this blush never felt wet. It never felt wet. I definitely think it felt different than this, but the cream blush in the Berry Pop palette is a completely different formula. It's very slick and slippery, whereas this one almost feels like a cream to powder. So I was like, I do wanna see if this blush still works, number one, which made me want to go into other Natasha Denona face palettes that I have to see how they're doing, because you got to check on them, you know? So I remembered that I had this Tan, Bronze, and Glow palette. Now I used to have another one, and I don't know if that was related to the Bronze palette, but it had this bounce cream formula that dried up so fast, and turns out maybe it wasn't dry, but I got mad and carved it out, and then I got mad and threw the whole palette away. What's up? Okay. So I wanted to check out my Natasha Denona palettes. I think I have the Bloom palette somewhere, but I looked for it for a considerable amount of time last night and couldn't find it. So we're just gonna go ahead and focus on the Cheek Trio, this Tan, Bronze, and Glow palette, and then we're just gonna do a little basic eye look, nothing fancy today, but I had to bring out my baby Bronze that looks all beat up. That's my baby though. That's what we're gonna do in this video, and I hope you'll want to stick around. Let's start with what I have on my face, just so you know. Today, I am testing out a concealer, y'all, and maybe that video is already up at this time, but it is the new Fenty concealer. So I'm wearing that, so I'm not gonna be doing any under eye stuff because I'm trying to, see how this holds up. I'm also wearing my Fenty Beauty Ease Drops, and I mixed it with my Auric Beauty Glow Lust. So here's my Auric Glow Lust. So these are a nice little dewy combo, and I have on my Peach Pie powder underneath the eye from Huda Beauty. So we're gonna get a little bronzy, check out these highlighters and this blush and see what's going on with our products, because we do have to check on our products. They're not gonna last forever, so we need to look for any signs of deterioration, smells, any inkling that the formula isn't what it used to be, And we definitely need to look for dried up shades in pans. Okay. I did not know that this tan, bronze, cheek, and glow palette, I had no idea this was still available, but it is on Natasha Denona's website. I'll have to link it. So in this face palette, we have a glow cream base and a super glow. We have a blush and bronze powder, and then the glow impact powder. So I don't know if I'm using all of them, but let's just see. I'm gonna start with the blush and bronze powder because that's what I would normally do. So once I have my foundation on and my powder, the next thing that I go in with is the bronzer. I'm gonna take this Sydney Grace bronzer brush and let's see. Let me just check out the swatch. So this definitely feels like a cream to powder, and that's what it is, right? Blush and bronze. Oh, it is a powder, not even a cream, it's just a powder. Ooh, that's a little deep. So this bronzer has a nice little reddish undertone, so I see how you could use this as a blush. It's pretty cute. Just taking what's left over on the forehead. I don't want to add any more powder. All right, so we got a little right there. I'm here for it. And I think what I want to do now is go into the cheek trio. I'm gonna take this brush from Sydney Grace. It's a little more controlled, a little dense, and let's see if this is gonna pick anything up. And I just watched Kinky Sweat, or Alicia, I just watched her swatch this palette. And I think she was saying the same thing, like that the formula is different, but I'm starting to think that maybe this isn't dried up. It's just a different formula than what's in the Berry Pop. And so as I'm going into this cream blush here, I am seeing it here on the brush. So this is good. This is real good. Okay. This is definitely like a powder now though. It's not really a cream. Oh, so now I have to check out my Glam Face palettes, right? Well, I know some people said that those were drying, and now that makes me think that maybe, just maybe, whatever it was in that other bronze palette, maybe that wasn't drying. I threw it away for no reason because I was mad. Because I'll get mad and just be like, I'm done with it. I'm done with it all. This blush looks, you know, I'm so happy I did this. Because I was like, girl, you're going to have to try this out. And it feels great. Okay, y'all, this is great news. Happy to report. Okay, got a lot of blush on there. This is the best news I've had all day. So now let's go back to the tan palette because I already know the other shades in the My Dream Cheek Trio are good. But now we need to take a look here. So not sure we need all of these in the palette. I guess it gives you some options. So we've got the Super Glow. So there's the Super Glow. It's not too, you know, crazy. And then I guess I went out of order, but you would put that over the cream base. Okay, and then we have the Glow Impact powder, which I almost just want to go in with that, right? Well, let's just, because see, this is a little different tone, but I think it'll work. Let's go in with the Glow Cream Base. I'm thinking I want to do that on my finger. I'm not trying to mess this up now. I already got the blush to work. I'm like, so just so you can see the difference. I'm just turning my head. I'm not sure if it's picking up the shine that's there or not, but I think it looks nice, very natural, very smooth. It reminds me of the highlighters that I like from Say. I have two of those, and one is in Quartz Glow, and I absolutely love it. All right, here for it. And then lastly, we're gonna go into the Glow Impact powder because I don't need to do two creams. So I want to put a powder over this glow here, and I'm taking an eyeshadow brush from Lethal into our Glow Impact powder. And this is setting us up for a nice little bronzy look. I'm actually gonna take this brush here and go into that Glow Impact powder. And let's just put it on the brow bone here. And while I'm doing that, let me know your take on face palettes. Do you use face palettes? It seems to be pretty mixed. I do use the ones that I have from Hourglass a lot, but I had to consciously think to come and use this face palette, but I also need to leave it out because this is nice. The bronzer's nice, looks good. And you don't really need a blush, but the Cheek Trio blush look nice. I like the tone of the bronzer because it does have that red in there. It's very warm. All right, so brow bone highlight is done. So that'll just already be there for our eye look. Sound off and let me know how you feel about face palettes. Are they convenient for you? Do you love them? Is a tan, bronze, and glow palette really saving us anything if you feel like you need a blush to go with it? That's why those Hourglass ones, that snake palette, y'all, and that tiger palette, that's very nice. But that's not what we're talking about. Okay, ooh, so tan, bronze, glow palette. And the matte blush that I thought dried up from the My Dream Cheek Trio. I think these are looking really great. So now we're gonna pull out my baby. Let me talk to you about her. This was my first Natasha Denona palette, y'all. So I got this in 2020. This is what started it off with me and Tasha. And who knew that we would have such a strong relationship? I sure didn't. I didn't know who Natasha Denona was. I'm showing you my palette, not so that you think like, oh my gosh, she's really used it, it's so well loved. I am very hard on palettes because I did not get pan in this shade. I'm letting y'all know. But I always talk about Deep Dive and I talk about Rhodium as being really two unique shades. In my palette collection, I would say, first of all, the cream to powder of Deep Dive is just so beautiful. And it is almost like a plum. And I think that is a really unique shade. And I love it. And then Rhodium, I just love having this deep purple shimmer in this palette. These are like the two outliers in the palette, but I think they're necessary. This palette wouldn't be the same without Deep Dive and Rhodium. This feels so good. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm not saying I don't have eyeshadow palettes that I need to be working on, but this feels so good to plan what I want. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I'm always planning what I want because all of this is what I want, okay? Sometimes I have too much and then I'm like, oh, it becomes, I really want to get this up because I know some people have it and I know that people have asked me, am I going to do a video? And then I want to have it up. But, you know, being off these past few days and everything, it's allowed me to really plan content and not have the content plan me. Remember how they said that in Players Club? Make the money. Don't let it make you. I'm in the wrong field. All right. I have this Glam Light brush. I'm not doing anything crazy with this look. I'm just doing a little, this is what I would wear on a normal basis. Where do I want to go? I think I'm going to, let's see if we're going to be between Ridge and Sundown. We might do both. Let's do, or Beach. Beach, I'm going to do Ridge. That's what I said when I thought about this palette last night. So, you know, some of these shades look similar, but who cares? So we have Ridge, in the middle we have Sundown, and then we have Beach. And they're all different enough. Actually, I'm thinking about Beach now. I'm going with Ridge because that's what I said. I don't know why I'm playing games here. So this is my Glam Light brush from the Friday the 13th collection. I mean, you don't even have to hardly move the brush. That's my whole thing. It's just like, and then you're almost done. Well, not really, but this is just, it's always, oh no, I feel like this brush is dirty. This happened to me before. Let's try Ridge with this brush. Yeah, that brush is dirty. That is so sad. Disappointing. But look at that. I'm not sad about this blend. And I love how that's blending up into that golden powder from the cheek palette, face palette. All right, so we're gonna reprime, going back into the Glow Impact powder one more time. One more time. Now let's try this again with Ridge. All right, there's Ridge. And then, oh, you know what other shade is so good in here? Magma. Magma's another really good one. I do want to go into Suntan though. Another really nice, beautiful shade. And I'm going to start that in the crease, the outer corner here. How could I come into this palette and not use Deep Dive? Like, that would just be like, I would be sad. Okay, we're gonna take a Rephr 14 into my baby Deep Dive because I just have to. Like, who's coming into the bronze palette and not using Deep Dive? And like literally just tapped into it. Come on, Rephr 14. Come on, Deep Dive. This is such a pretty shade. This will make a really nice liner. Like if you just lined your upper lash line with Deep Dive. And I'm just making sure that the colors all blend. Let me show it to you from afar. Ooh, y'all. I'm sad because I think next time I get my wires tightened, I'm gonna have to get a color on my braces because clear is not it. Because now they're yellow. It looks like I got yellow rubber bands. Just wanted to share that in case you are thinking about getting clear braces. All right, so look at that. That is so beautiful. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. And now we're gonna get into the shimmer. Gonna take this Sigma shader brush and, ooh, what do I wanna do? Because there's so many good choices. I think the great thing about this palette is that there's just not a bad combo. She has this little duochrome. I don't think I wanna do that though. Bliss looks really good. I think I want to go into Bliss, and you really have to swatch these, you know, to really see the differences. But I was looking at, I think I was looking at True Copper. There's True Copper, which looks great. But then Bliss, see, Bliss is a little different. Little more hints of like a pink champagne. So that's the shade I want to go into. I'm going to use this shader brush and then spray it. Ooh, and then I think I'm going to take rhodium, and that's going to allow me to blend Bliss into Deep Dive. That's the plan. And we'll see how that looks all together. I mean, this is something you could definitely put on with a finger if you want to tap it in and have it be a little more dramatic. So that looks really good. And then I'm gonna just take rhodium on my finger. Let's just see. Rhodium, I don't know if rhodium's really doing anything for the transition. Oh, you can see it right there though, because it has some sheen to it. I just don't want the line to be harsh. You know, I don't do the harsh lines. Can you see rhodium? Because rhodium is shimmery, so I like that. And lastly, we're gonna need an inner corner highlight because I'm not doing the under eye. And I'm going to check out Silk, which is the duochrome in the palette. See what it's looking like. It's not really strong. Oh, but it is pretty. Yeah, let's see what that looks like for the inner corner highlight. And I have a little hard pan on that shade, but it's scraping right on off. So there's our eye look, and I am gonna finish it. But before we do that, we've gotta have a lip product. And I do have these two products from the My Dream Cheek trio. I have the lip gloss in the shade Natasha, and then the crayon. I feel like though, I get that white line. I wanted to have something to give me like a bronze goddess kind of lip, maybe something brown or something like that. And I have tons of lipstick, but I was trying to keep it all Tasha. So I realized that I have two I Need a Nude Natasha lipsticks, and they are so light. The names are like Maria and somebody else, and they are light. And then I have the shade Yama, I think, and that's another cool tone. So I don't really have anything Natasha Denona that's super warm, but I am gonna just go ahead and throw this on just to see how it's doing. And I love colors like this. I have on a Pat McGrath gloss if you see any type of sparkles, or if you don't see that the crayon's going on, because it's really not, and I need it to be sharpened, and you know, I don't have time to do all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the gloss on, and I think it's gonna be really cute with this look. Kind of picks up on the blush tone as well. Yeah, real natural. I'm gonna finish this look by putting on some liner and just a light coat of mascara on the top lashes, and then I'll let you know, do we still love all of them? All right, I am back with the finished look. I used the shade Fig from Victoria Beckham, just very, very lightly in the waterline, and then just did a light coat of mascara on the top lashes. I used Pat McGrath Dark Star, and that's what we've got. So let me know what you think about this look. I really like it. I've always loved the bronze palette. It's one of my favorite ones from Natasha Denona. I also really love this lip shade, and what I have found that I've had to do is sometimes take my liquid matte from the Maybelline vinyl ink that I have close to here and just kind of go in the inside, because sometimes I can get a line and you can see the difference in the lip color and then my lip pigment, and then I don't like how that looks. So that's how I kind of blur out the line between my natural pigment and then the lip shades, whatever it is. I try to take a matte liquid lipstick that's really similar that I can really get in here and let it dry. That's the only thing that's really helped me, but I love this shade. It looks like kind of no lipstick on, and I love that. It looks really natural. So to answer the question, do we still love them? I do. I really do. And I'm really glad that I pulled this out, because I can't tell you the last time I've used it. So to know that it's still in great condition, I'm very happy about that. I know I've had it longer than the 18-month shelf life, so I'm already winning there. I think the shocker for me is the amount of pigment I was able to get off the cream blush here in the My Dream Cheek trio. I was thinking I was about to throw this away, because I don't want to, if something's not acting right, I just want to throw it away. I don't even want to look at it. That's how I feel, and that's what I did with that bronze palette, but I might have been too hasty with it, because obviously this is okay. If you look up close, you can see I've kind of brushed off almost like a top layer. So it's picking up. It's just a really unique formula. So I'm gonna continue to watch my other products that have this cream formula. So I'm talking about my Glam face palettes in light and deep. So we can just see, you know, are they still working? But so far so good. And I like the color is the thing. The color's great. So yes to that. Of course I love the bronze palette. is one of my favorite palettes. It's so great. And every time this goes on sale, I want to buy a fresh one, but I think that's just being ridiculous because there's absolutely nothing wrong with this one. I just don't like that Deep Dive has a deep dive in the pan for whatever reason. Again, sometimes I can be hard on my palettes when I'm moving them around, bringing them places. That's what happened to her. So, but the palette works beautifully. It works as if I just purchased it. So it's good to know how that is performing. It looks like this palette has a shelf life of 24 months. So I'm probably going on 4 years this year. So hey, that's good to know. And you know, it should last because these palettes, I want to say when I first purchased the bronze palette, was it $58? Were they always in the $60 range? Because now they're like $69 and I swear I paid $58 for this and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so expensive. And now look at me. The crayons, I just have this one for the lips and then the one from Berry Pop, and I really like them. They're creamy, they do what needs to be done. And then I love this shade. I don't think I swatched it. I absolutely love this cool toned, it's like a mauve, a beigey mauve. And I really like that. I just have to be careful about the line between my pigment and the actual product. And if I just pay attention to that, I'm all good. So Natasha, yes, you are a priority brand in my book for a reason. And it's not just the eyeshadow palettes. I'm starting to really enjoy other products in her line. Mainly this concealer. This is so good and it has a rosy undertone and that's great for me because I want a rosy under eye. So this was great. The color corrector is wonderful. Her Hygiene primer is really nice. I've used up 2 bottles of those and I'm going to repurchase once I'm done with the primers that I'm working with. Usually when it comes to Natasha Denona, I feel very safe. Her eyeshadow palettes may not always be my color story of choice, but what I do notice about Natasha Denona is she does have a palette for everyone, multiple palettes for everyone, in my opinion. She's got her different sizes. She has the large ones, the middies, the minis. She got the baby ones, the baby mini ones, and then she has the ones with the 5 pans that you can actually poke the shadows out. So there's just a huge variety in Natasha Denona's line, and I am really curious to see what she is going to do this year. I'm not really surprised by the Berry Pop collection because we're getting to the Valentine's Day releases. I like that she's not saying it's Valentine's, but it's perfect for Valentine's Day as well as winter, you know, having that pop of color that I'm out in the snow and I have rosy cheeks or like these cranberry cheeks.
For your video, I know what you should do. You should do it. Don't say it out loud because I know what you said.
Okay, we can figure that out. I'm really curious about her main releases. Like, what is she giving us this year? I am definitely interested, wondering if there's gonna be a High Glam foundation to complement the High Glam primer and the concealer. I'm wondering if she's going to expand on her blushes. I'm wondering if she's giving us more glam face palettes with different themes. The Valentine's Day one last year did not seem to go over very well, but I'm into a trio chrome one if she could do that. A trio chrome one with some galactic colors and like a iridescent highlight. That would be great. Maybe a midi all matte palette. I'm just throwing ideas out here, Tosh. Maybe an all neon palette because we've got xenon, we've got pastel. Like, we just need an all neons palette to complement those. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, like I said, a midi all matte palette. Bring back the Safari palette. I know the last time I was talking about Natasha Denona, I could not remember that she had come out with that Safari palette, but that was before my makeup life, so it just didn't hit me. So thank you to my friends who reminded me of that. However, I do know with that Safari palette, there were some issues with those mattes. So, you know, we could do some revamping because that Safari color story is dope. The Tropic palette, I never had that. I know people complain about those mattes, but you know, she's got a lot that she could be doing. So really excited to see what my girl is coming out with this year, and I'm gonna let y'all go. But the answer is I still love everything, and I'm happy with it. And I love this look. This is a everyday look for me. I wear it to work, I wear it to the store, I wear it out. I love this palette. I think it's good for everyone and everything. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another Do We Still Love Them video. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.